You know whatever happened to that one girl? I don't know. We're live. I'm not talking about that anymore.
Dang, thought I was gonna get you.
No,
I
I know what to watch now.
really did.
Good, because my ass was not paying attention.
I was. Welcome back, everybody, to a new episode of C&C Bros. It's the pre-E3 stream, which happens in 10 days.
Something like that.
Mostly like that. We have been busy with our own lives, but what's new? Shelly and I are getting an apartment together soon. George will be moving to Birmingham too.
Yay.
The ham.
We'll figure it out, and it's gonna be cool as shit. But yeah, so it's been pretty rough with the news because it's been happening nonstop, and we've wanted to do smaller casts, but work schedule.
We still maybe.
Yeah, we may do smaller casts, but for the time being, with work schedule and me moving out, it's been pretty rough. But here we are now. And I wanted to go ahead and just say something real quick. So before we start this cast, if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. I don't know how often we'll talk about it, but this is going to be a spoiler cast. So if you haven't seen it, just avoid this. We're going to talk about it at some given point multiple times, probably, just because, it's memeable.
How did I close Discord? Alright, Discord.
And then we will also be talking about Game of Thrones spoilers, but that's been everywhere at this point. So if you haven't heard by now, good on you.
Chats. Can I pop out chat? Yeah, boy. Okay. Sorry.
My Wi-Fi connection just went out on my PlayStation. I hope that means I didn't lose it on my laptop.
I hope so also. Oh my god, did he?
Nope.
No.
I was checking my phone to make sure I was still on. Let me make sure that Twitter still loads. It may have just been my PlayStation.
Makes sense. Alright, so you good?
I think so. Let me check. Let me test it. It's been acting up for the last few days because we've been having inclement weather. And they were also doing some work out there by the Uverse box that's like a mile and a half from my house.
C&C Uverse.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Oh god. Fire Emblem 3 Houses comes out next month.
Yeah, it does.
I'm really scared.
Why? Why the fear?
Honestly, it's because number one, it looks choppy as hell, and I don't mean like frame rate. I just mean it doesn't look like it was meant to be a very tight and complete experience. Also, the box art. I don't know what it is.
I'm making my own box art as soon as that comes out.
Yeah, because that box art sucks. And I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical. I won't be buying it right away just because I'm moving in. But once I get a job and predetermined payment, I'll be able to go ahead and purchase that. Unless I get it for my birthday, which might happen.
Remember, buddy, that McDonald's offer is on the table.
Hey, I might do it for part-time.
I mean, money's money.
As long as I'm working with you, it'll be fine.
No, you don't want to work with me at night.
I can't work at night. I had night classes.
Oh, well, look at that. Everything worked itself out.
No, I'm talking about overnight.
Oh, no, I don't work. Oh, I don't want to work.
I mean, if he got classes during the day, he wouldn't be able to work overnight.
I just saw where someone made Velvet from Tales of Berseria on Code Vein.
Yeah.
Shout out to @Arcana Legacy on Twitter.
I can go ahead and talk about that if you want. I
Yeah,
didn't know if we were going to immediately get into the.
I think we are. I'm curious because I've heard like differing opinions. I've heard that it's fun. I've also heard that it's choppy and not optimized.
It is both. Yeah, no, like no cap. It really is both. I can boot it up and play it right now. As a matter of fact,
Who's the publisher for this?
it's Bamco. Like
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, hey, that sounds like a Bamco game.
They dev and publish. I'm pretty sure, because it's like people from their God Eater team, but I guess also people from their Souls team. Because like the nature of the game is Souls like. It is anime Souls, and even some of the animations, like well, I'll go ahead and get into it. I did some playing and just the approach of some of the enemies, and some of the animations from like attacking animations to healing are almost like one for one taken from Souls. Like your healing item, it's the same fluidity as, you know, when you're drawing the Estus Flask or the Blood Vials and Bloodborne or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's, well, I guess I shouldn't say Bamco, but like FromSoft, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm a backtrack on myself. Some people from God Eater, and then I guess maybe some FromSoft people, but I can pull it up and look. But yeah, it runs about a smooth 30.
A smooth 30.
Which DS1 ran at 30, so I'm not like, it was like an authentic Souls experience. Yeah, that's about as classic as it gets. Yeah, Bandai Namco Studios, Bandai Namco Entertainment, and inspired by Dark Souls series, also published by Bamco. Okay, yeah. Nothing about people from FromSoft, but
yeah,
some of the things look pulled from those assets. Ethan said, "Oh, I love the feel of vintage," which, I mean, 30 FPS in the case of DS1 wasn't bad, and I guess in a perfect world, it shouldn't be the same case for Code Vein, only it had been so long without us hearing anything about the game, coupled with the fact that we're this far in now that I guess we kind of expect more of it. It's a victim of time, for sure. Game is definitely not ready, in my opinion, but, you know, beta, so. Character creator is bonkers. I love it.
I've heard that it was good. I've seen that it was good.
It has more options than it has any business having, which I say that this coming from the same company responsible for like Soul Calibur 6. But a lot of the items available, at first glance, it just looks like you have a lot to choose from. But you can really make a lot of lookalikes from a lot of properties, and it's terrifying how accurate you can get. It's funny because my character, I did this unconsciously, gave her kind of short-ish hair, green colored, and threw some headphones on her, and before I knew it, she just kind of looked like a Phonon from Under Night in Birth. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even mean to do it, but it was a pretty nice resemblance, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
An eye patch, and you could choose the patterns on it. So, you know, you could make 2B. Let's say you love Drakengard more than Nier. Well, there's an eye patch with a flower on it to cover the eye. So you could make like Zero or one of the intoners if you wanted to, because they have like the flat, you know, it offers a lot, and it's kind of frightening. You would think they spent more time on that than they did, you know,
optimizing the game.
Yeah. Which some weird A weird thing I saw was so when you go on the NA website,
Mm-hmm.
matter of fact, if I go back and look it up now for Code Vein. Yeah, I guess if you go on the NA website or just look up Code Vein in Wikipedia, it says available for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows. I have a Japanese code,
Oh.
and on the Japanese site where you redeem your code, I translated it because I had to so I could see what I was doing. And it's like, yeah, download number and product code, Cobain test application form. And it's like, yeah, for PS4 users. But then it's like Nintendo Switch version. I'm like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that just might be a general thing Bandai Namco has up on the site and not some, oops, they messed around and told us this is going to be on the Switch. Which, at first glance, I wouldn't have believed it. But after playing it, as it currently runs, yeah, it probably could make it on there.
I think as long as the game plays well, it's in terms of like engagement and fun, like I think overlooking like the frame rate issues, and like the stiffness of it.
Yeah, well, it's I was going to say
it'll be an okay experience as long as it's fun and engaging.
Yeah, the 30 is not a. Well, let me not lie. Well, yeah, during gameplay, the 30 is not like a juddering 30. Like it's not intended to be 60 runs at 30. Like it's made in 30. But I guess unless you might be playing on a pro, I don't know the differences in that.
I will be.
But there'll be other instances like I had it drop down to like the 20s because of the menu or whatever. But yeah, I think that can be not necessarily overlooked, but it'll pass with time once the full game comes out, hoping. And what else? What else did I have? Because I know I have more. Don't think I did. As a Souls-like, it is difficult, and I'm not through the first scenario yet, but because I keep dying. And like games of that nature, when you die, you get thrown back to the last bonfire. Well, when I die, I get sent back to the last mistletoe, and that ranges anywhere from like, depending on where the mistletoe is at the start of the mission. In this case, like years back from where I was. So that's
I'm not a super big fan of that kind of progression system. I don't like Souls games that much, I'll be honest. Like the secret's out, but for me, that kind of repetition isn't really good for my playstyle, because I like to feel that I'm making progress, but I also like to enjoy myself, because repeated failures don't encourage me, and they don't like make me want to do something. Like if I know something's hard and like really hard, I can accept it. But having an entire game like that, like, just is really oppressive to me.
I feel that.
And it's also like a gateway thing, or a gatekeeping thing, I guess, because I can play like critical mode on Kingdom Hearts and die like 20 times in a row and just be like really kind of pissed off, but like I can go back to it and try something different.
Yeah.
And I understand it. With Souls games, I don't have that luxury of experience. and I don't have that luxury of like knowing the system in and out and how to tweak it to adjust. So really, when I make multiple attempts, it's like, okay, how do I manage my resources better? Let me remember enemy placement and things like that. And that there's a sense of pride when you progress going by that method, but it's so exhausting. And when you get further and further, and it's like a crawl to figure out and like understand and remember, it just becomes a little bit too much for me. I think. Do you think that Code Vein's easier than a Souls game?
Yeah.
See, that was something that I was kind of banking on. Was it being similar but more accessible?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was what maybe a Sekiro might have been, but it turns out that it's a little bit even more unforgiving than a Souls game. So I've stayed away from that, even though it looks cool. And that'll be pretty much my what makes me decide if I get Code Vein or not is if it looks like it's accessible to someone who's casual and does not play a lot of From Software products or games.
I was gonna disregard the entire gameplay aspect and take the fact that it was a Souls-like as a bonus. If hold on, yo.
He muted his mic. Good. So while I have the floor, everyone.
Okay. Let me. Yeah, as we're talking about it, a second. Yeah. I was gonna take that as a bonus and just be all in from the character creator, TBH.
Wait, say that one more time.
I was all in from the character creator and was gonna take the Souls aspect of it as a bonus.
I just like the anime aesthetic.
Yeah.
That was just really it for me. Anime sci-fi aesthetic. That's the part. But that being said, what games can we say that we are playing right now? Shelly, have you even gotten your PS4 back yet?
I'm probably gonna get it in like either a week or two.
Well, you said that 3 weeks ago. It's okay. I've been playing almost exclusively A Realm Reborn. Or I guess Stormblood now, since that's the expansion I have. But yeah, on my free time, I've been playing Final Fantasy X on the Switch at work. And I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 when I get home. And it is... What a life I live. And it's concerning because I knew that this was going to happen if I ever got into an MMO, where my entire backlog that I already have just like gets frozen in time. Because I can't multitask with stuff like that. If I give up Final Fantasy 14, like I might as well unsubscribe for a while and then come back to it when I'm ready to play again. But right now, like having time at work to play games has been helpful. So at least I can when I have downtime at work, I could just play games. But having that opportunity has been pretty good for me because I can work on stuff that I want to play but just don't have time. I really do want to replay Final Fantasy VII at some point. And I've also had a hankering for Octopath again, and I don't know why.
Hey, same. I've been
I've seen you play it. Every time you log on, you start playing.
When could I do that? I'm sorry. I'm also playing Blaze Blue. And go ahead. So Octopath, yeah.
I feel you. No, I just want to play it again and try it now that I know the combat system and how I need to build my characters and how I might want to build my characters. My problem with it last time was that I leveled them all up pretty similarly, but there was obviously characters that I liked over other characters, and so I would come up with really good strategies and build for like 5 specific people, and then the other 3 I would just kind of ignore. Or I would have like basic strategies, but nothing like too intensive. So my job combinations, when it came time for the final boss, were left wanting because spoiler.
Well, there.
But nothing major. It's just a little gameplay one.
Okay.
You have to use all 8 characters for the final boss fight.
Yeah.
And you can't. It's not like Final Fantasy VI where you just like one dies and another one comes in. Like you have to actually make 2 separate parties. And that fucked me up a little bit. I had to really like see how well I could like break the system to like make it to where I could get through the first phase with my like least picked, while also like scraping by in the second phase because I don't have a complete party that I usually use. So it's a struggle. So yeah. But what about you, Shelly? What have you been playing?
Well, right now I'm playing 3D Run Race.
Yeah.
That's it. I guess when I get my PS4, I guess I'm gonna get Spider-Man and Days Gone.
Those are good picks.
You also need to finish Persona 5.
That too. But I own that, so it'll be fun.
Yeah. Eventually, I'm gonna have to play the Royal in 2020.
I thought it comes out in 2019.
What?
I thought it comes out in 2019.
No, that comes out to 2020 in the West.
We need to move to the East.
The hell I do. But yeah,
all this East Side, West Side bullshit.
It's good that it's coming out in 2020 because by then I'll build up an appetite to play through the whole thing again.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot more content
to keep you content.
Exactly. And they said that they added in a feature so that you could level up quickly. So I'm thankful for that. So that means I don't have to grind in dungeons. I can just kind of like do my thing.
But no, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not wholesome.
That is not the way, man. Come on.
It's cheating.
I mean, what's better, grinding off of the Reaper in flu season, or grinding in dungeons for 5+ hours?
But that's in the game. That's an exploit. That's an actual, that's a status effect in game provided to you that you can take advantage of. But
and then they are adding a way to level up quickly, and I don't know how they're implementing it. But if it will help me get experience faster, then I will gladly do it.
I bet Grove Street dudes get to play P5 Royal in 2019. Yeah, man. They're going to be like, oh, shit, here we go again.
That whole game's going to be spoiled by the time it comes over here.
I mean, is most of it not already?
I mean, the main, but yeah. I guess I won't care that much, but I do want to try and keep the new stuff like spoiler.
As loss aversion.
Possible. Yeah, I don't know. I went into Persona 5 completely blind. Aside from like having seen a few screenshots of Confidants. I know that at some point you and Drew were like, who's the best looking one here? And I think you were going for Tay. And
no,
then I
originally was going to go for Futaba, and then Kawakami hit me like a truck.
Yeah, you liked Futaba, and then I said that Makoto looked better, and I didn't even know who Makoto was at that point. Oh, how things turned out. But yeah. So let's talk about all the games that have been announced and have been teased before E3.
Oh, we're just going like way.
Yeah,
I guess. So I was gonna say we're just going way over the list. No order here, folks.
no order here. This is chaos. It's been chaos for the past 2 weeks. But just to give everybody like up to date, like unless you've been living under a rock, I guess E3 is happening next week, I believe.
I was living up under a rock. I did not know it was next week.
Let me Google it real quick. Nope, wrong. June 11th.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Oh, okay, so like a week and a half.
Yeah. Close.
Didn't matter. Still living up under a rock.
Hey man, you hold on to that rock.
Hey man, overnight's killing it.
Overnight.
Yeah.
The squad.
I thought that was the game title. I was like, what the fuck?
No, you're thinking of Undernight.
No, I was thinking of Fortnite and Undercooked.
What you mean, Overwatch?
Overcooked. I mean Overwatch. I mean every other game
called
title
overnight.
that's ever been. But Sony's not going to E3. That's fine because they're announcing everything now anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Love that load.
Exactly.
Wait. Who all's going to E3?
Square Enix has a conference.
Everybody but Sony.
No.
But I mean, yeah, like everyone else will be there with a panel. They won't have like a full conference, but
Nah, I'm talking about conference-wise.
okay. Conference. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure off the top of my head, Microsoft, Nintendo, Square Enix is going to fill Sony's slot. Devolver, Ubisoft, EA, and PC Games.
No, EA's not going.
EA's not going?
Uh-uh.
What?
They have an EA Play event running on June 8th.
Oh, yeah. Might be. I do be
And
slipping.
Nintendo's not having an E3 conference.
They do the dirt. You already, man. Look,
Man, that don't count.
you stop this.
That don't count.
They will display at E3.
That don't
They
count.
have invitational tournaments.
Oh yeah, they will be there because they do the treehouse, where they show you an entire 40 minutes of a game before you buy it.
Where they show my sleeping body 40 minutes. So.
Just your sleeping body on stage.
Well, we get a press conference on the 10th from Square. We get a press conference on June 9th from Microsoft and Bethesda.
Oh, Bethesda, I forgot about them.
And we get a conference on the 11th from Nintendo. That's the Direct. Which that'll probably be a fat Direct.
Jesus.
But we EA gonna be showing something. We got the EA Direct.
Microsoft better bring the sauce.
Microsoft is gonna bring some
highest number of exclusives this year.
They're gonna bring some cars on stage. Is what they're gonna bring.
Bill McCracken said he's gonna bring 14 game studios. I'm like, what? That's how many y'all have.
Yeah, he's bringing all 14.
And you know it's bullshit because some of those just released games.
Hey, they're gonna pull a Square Enix, and we just won't hear about them again for 4 years.
All I know is I'm trying to see what this Halo Infinite about.
Nah, man. I want to see what this Modern Warfare is about. I read what happened. I didn't even watch the trailer. I just read what the stats of the game, and I was like, oh,
Oh God.
yeah, that's really what I said. I was excited because they said new co-op mode. I was like, okay, but does that mean like a new co-op campaign, or does that mean like co-op online, like local? I was like, please be local co-op online. You know how many times I've wanted that? I've just never gotten it.
Yeah, man. Cross-platform though. That one got me. I was like, wow, am I about to buy this on PC?
Yeah, I was like,
I might be about to buy this on PC.
I'm about to buy this man on Switch. I'm not about to buy this man on Switch. I don't even know if they'll release it on the Switch.
Nah, they didn't say it.
No. Is this all because of that like deal between Microsoft and Sony, or has this just been in the works for a while? I guess.
I wouldn't be surprised if that had anything to do with it. But at the same time, I'm like, well, you know, Activision's part. Yeah, I don't know. I don't be knowing anymore.
I like it. I think that it'll be fun. As long as it's not like stupid for whatever reason. Everything that they've listed is a very big thing for me. To make me want to purchase it.
Oh, okay, I'm buying it.
Why?
Scrolling down Facebook and I just saw they're bringing back Soap McTavish. Bringing back my boy Soap.
Wait, what game is this?
That's a cop. Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare, yeah.
Oh, I don't give a fuck about Call of Duty.
I mean, that's fine, Shelly. I haven't
Oh.
played any of them since Black Ops 3.
He put the rain cloud on your boys. He said, "Look,
Excuse me. At Black Ops 2.
I ain't playing that garbage.
It's fine.
He said, I don't know if you know. I just wanted you to know, though."
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Also, Death Stranding.
Yeah,
Hello?
man. The baby.
The baby statue. That thing's so big.
Did you not see the title of this episode?
No. She blink. What's it? What is it?
Kojima is actually the father.
Oh God.
Kojima actually is the father. Sorry.
Shelly, are you gonna play Death Stranding? Shelly.
You talking about that clusterfuck of a trailer?
Yes. Shelly, that's classic Kojima.
That's classic cluster.
Yeah, Kojima.
I was like, what the fuck is happening in this trailer?
You should have been there when people were like, "What's with the giant fiery whale?" That had everybody confused.
Nah,
like,
bruh, that was the that was part of the Moby Dick allegory, man. Come on, man.
Exactly. Like people. Let me give you like a little background, Shelley. When Phantom Pain was in development, he released it under a different name, and I forget what it was, but it was like the main character was supposed to be like Ahab, and it was this giant Moby Dick allegory, and people had to like pick apart the spaces between the title, and it spelled out Metal Gear Solid 5. And that's how people figure out that Metal Gear 5 was in development. Like it's stupid, like how like much he puts thought into this kind of stuff. But
he's a genius.
He's the voice of a generation.
Look here, just because you don't understand something doesn't mean that somebody's a goddamn genius. Maybe they're just crazy.
Just like Jim Carrey.
Exactly.
I'll agree that doesn't necessarily put him up there, but some of the stuff I've seen playing these last few Metal Gear games are they kind of take the cake. Not even gonna lie.
He knows what
If nothing else, then they're clever, and I appreciate these things a great deal.
he knows what he's doing, and I hope that he's in full form to like give us something else that's as clever as a Metal Gear Solid 4 was.
I think he is in fuller form than past works. Like this is Kojima is everyone's wacky uncle with money. Yeah, you're right.
This man wants him some Mad Mickles.
He's like, yeah, man, we got him in every kind of way you can imagine, dog.
Is it Mickelson or is it Nicholson?
Mickelson.
Okay,
Mads
I was right.
Mikkelsen.
All right. But he went all out with this, and basically what I've told everybody that I've talked to about this is that, and I've told you guys too, I compare it to Phantom Pain and The Last of Us in an open world setting. It looks like there's a lot of elements from like Metal Gear Online that that I feel like he would have implemented had he the time. But I think a lot of that vision came across. It looks like it's. I can't even like describe what it's like without like saying his exact words. So it's based around connections, and so it looks like you're going around like reestablishing connections between like areas that have been isolated because of the Death Stranding, whatever the fuck that is.
A fox died.
It's just a massive outbreak of fox die. But you're going around America, which okay, cool. He likes America.
This is America.
Yeah. I'm not so sure about the whole idea because he did say like killing enemies is rarely like the solution. So I'm wondering how combat will be implemented. Because if it's another situation where the whole entire game is the sorrow counter against you for every enemy kill, I'm not going to be happy.
Look here, Brian. Brian, I'm gonna be real with you right here.
You don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
That little bit of gameplay that we saw right there.
Yeah.
Looked like trash.
Well, Shelly, you don't know the context.
I don't need to know the context. I know what gameplay is, Brian. I saw him running away from the
people. Do you though? What is?
It looked a little janky.
What is gameplay? What measure is a non-human?
It looked a little janky. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just asking the real questions. What is gameplay?
The play of the game?
The act of manipulating digital construct.
I'm pretty sure it's just the play of the game. It's in the name. Gameplay.
All right.
It's in the name.
That's something that happens in Overwatch.
Jesus Christ. No, I
Torbjorn does nothing. He used to do nothing.
I've completely given up on Overwatch until they do something.
I still need to play that event.
You still play that
long enough to get my Academy Diva and then dip up out of there.
Back to the pit I go.
Labbing out impractical combos and Blaze Blue. You darn skip.
I know we're off topic with this, but I got Black Flag on sale like a few weeks ago.
Not a bad game.
Yeah, I heard it's good. I've not had any motivation to play it. Because when I'm not playing Final Fantasy 14, or I like just not in the mood to like do MMO, I'm playing Critical Mode on Kingdom Hearts 3.
Of course you are.
Brian, just remember, when you get in the ship, you're the captain. That means you're the strongest person on that ship. And when you go to other ships, you have to fight their strongest person. Because that's how it works. Pirates of the Caribbean.
But no, I'm excited about Death Stranding. If nothing else, to see what kind of spectacle that he comes up with. I think, and I've gone on record saying this. I think Metal Gear Solid 4 is my favorite Metal Gear game. Just in terms of full realization of plot, quirkiness, and gameplay elements, I think that they all were wedded very well. So I'm hoping that this is the same case, where gameplay is wedded with this wackiness of the cast and the story and the experience. And I have faith. I just really hope, because like Shelly said, some of it looked janky, but I also lack context, so I can't be the judge of that.
You're also going to be playing on the Pro. That'll probably be a huge difference.
Good point.
Like,
Shelly, you're falling asleep, bud.
Oh, nah, I'm laying down too.
Okay.
but yeah,
no.
Nick was
Get
like,
off if you need
man,
to get off, dude.
It's
I'm
my
not gonna
breathing.
keep you up.
Huh?
I said, get off if you need to get off. Don't take that out of context.
No, you don't want me doing that.
yikes.
But what else is on the list at E3?
Let me.
Isn't Cyberpunk supposed to be there?
Supposed to be.
Yeah,
I ain't
we'll
seen
get more
nothing.
information on it.
So it's 7 remake.
Oh yeah, remember set? See, Brian. See, you getting all the stuff.
I am actually. This is a good year for me. I got Kingdom Hearts 3 and I got 7 remake news. Probably a release date.
You know, I don't hear anyone talking about Kingdom Hearts 3 anymore. Was it a disappointment?
Yeah, because it came out 4 months ago.
Okay, no. People still talk about God of War.
Barely.
People don't talk about God of War.
People don't.
Yeah,
talk
they do.
about God of War anymore.
People don't talk about
You're just
God of War is
just
on
not, you're not on
$30,
the right. You're not on the right side of Twitter.
PlayStation now.
Then you're not on the right side of Twitter.
Yeah.
You're not on the right side of Twitter.
It goes both ways. You're not on the right side
You're
of Twitter.
not on the right side of Twitter.
You're on the left side of Twitter.
Move on. Exclusives.
Don't make this about something that's not. Because I can guarantee you.
I saw like 3 or 4 people talking about God of War today.
Look, you know what game people
I saw
never
like 3 or 4 people
Animal
talking about
Crossing.
Kingdom Hearts and FF7 today.
Talking about what?
never shut up about
Kingdom Hearts and FF7 today. And when I say Kingdom Hearts, I do mean 3 specifically.
Who was talking about?
Square fans, they hold on.
They hold
We're
on.
talking about Toy Story. What's it? Toy Story.
People are still talking about Final Fantasy 15.
Said there are people still talking about Final Fantasy 15,
They ain't done with it.
even though Square is.
No, they're making that Chinese game.
What Chinese game?
Square,
They're making a mobile game. They announced like a long time ago that they were going to make like a lore like centric Chinese mobile game for Final Fantasy 15, and it was going to be about establishing lore specifically. So
a
we're
visual
talking
novel?
like no, it's going to be a mobile game, but it's going to be pre like everything that we've seen up to this point for Final Fantasy 15.
last thing I
Not everything
need
took
is
place in different dimensions.
last thing I need is Square expanding lore using a mobile game again.
That's exclusive in another country.
We'll get it.
We may. Will people play it? Probably not.
They'll play it.
But some people will play it.
They want that lore, they'll play it, and that's how they
When they
get you.
download that game, it's gonna say "Made in China."
I don't think it will.
All right, but when
Call
it
me
does,
crazy, but I feel like that's dumb. But yeah, 7 Remake's gonna be there. We also have confirmation that the Avengers project will be there.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah,
I
I'm
keep
excited
forgetting
to
about it.
hear about that. There's only one thing that I would not like it to be, and that would be a Monster Hunter type game
Well,
where it's just make your own character and insert yourself.
that's totally what it's gonna be.
I
Oh
know.
my god! If it's a Muso game, I'm going to shoot my foot.
It
it,
won't
would, it wouldn't be from Square.
It would be from Koei Tecmo.
Because I was going to say, there's a whole company dedicated to those. And Square ain't it.
Yeah, they also wouldn't have announced it like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, those things pump out pretty quick.
Nah, they were just thinking about the concepts, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we got everybody here. We got Iron Man. We got
What
what
I
kind
am
of
wondering
gameplay do we
about
want?
is
You know what?
if
Let's just make it a Muso game."
what I am wondering about is if they were waiting for Endgame to finish.
Probably.
That's what I was wondering, if they like just got like a go ahead to start working on it once they had like an idea of how the story was going to go, and they just kind of like kept them in the dark about it for a while.
I doubt they have a story.
Did you say I doubt they have a story? I
doubt they
think
have a
they
story.
have a story.
I doubt they have a good story. They're probably going to follow the movies.
I'm just wondering what's going to separate this from Ultimate Alliance 3.
It won't be a
Developers
fighting
for
game.
what?
Ultimate Alliance is a fighting game.
It'll have X-Men, maybe.
Ultimate Alliance has X-Men.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
it
does.
Does it?
Yes.
Wolverine, Storm, Psylocke, Magneto,
The list goes
The
on.
new one?
Silver. Yeah.
Am I thinking about something? I'm thinking about Marvel versus Capcom. My bad.
Yeah. Which supposedly it's been floating around that we're supposed to hear about MVC4 soon. So there's that, I guess.
I guess.
I
No,
guess.
maybe they'll have some X-Men.
That's the idea.
I'd actually pick that up if I had some X-Men in it.
I mean, I'm excited for this game because if they do it right, it'll be really cool. I just really don't like the idea of like a Monster Hunter type game, and some people have expressed.
I don't think you would get one from Square.
I don't know.
I mean, what if it's just
For
what if
one,
it's an RPG?
Square doesn't make those kind of games.
I know that's the problem.
Then where do you doubts lie?
Just from
Or
the
is
idea
it just
that
that
it's
they're
like
lies?
character creation, and that it's just like an insert, and that would make it like a shitty MMO essentially.
Oh no! I bet it's a turn-based RPG.
No.
I doubt even at Marvel's behest, I doubt Square would want any involvement in another MMO with all the changes that are going on with 14 right now. So I think it'd be alright.
Well, I've also heard, and I think it's been confirmed. I had to find a source though.
Yeah, I need that sauce.
That it includes single player experience capacity, but also multiplayer. And people were freaking out that means it's like Destiny. I was like, that doesn't mean that at all.
Could be like Borderlands.
It could be like Borderlands, or it could not be a fucking loot shooter. And it could just be like Tales of games where you can just pop in, pop out with co-op and locally.
Square's done those, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't feel like there's any reason for it to be anything like Destiny or a loot shooter.
People too quick to do the thing.
Yeah. So as long as we avoid that kind of dumpster fire, like I'm okay. But we'll see what happens. Because that's definitely confirmed. Final Fantasy VII Remake's confirmed. We got a new trailer a while back with updated models, some more gameplay. The UI keeps changing, and it's slowly becoming its own thing, which is nice.
Well, I mean, it would have to change in this case because the last UI was CyberConnects. Like from the last trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was CyberConnects, whatever they did, and they took them off. So Square's like, we'll just use all of our stuff instead.
But I am curious to see how it plays. What it's looking like it's going to be. It's going to be action oriented, with ATP style for specific commands.
Maybe like
so kind of, It looks like it's kind of like a hybrid of 15 and also like Lightning Returns, where you have like a set amount of ATB for actions, and then once you run out, like you have to wait to restore it. And I don't know if it's completely like that, but I do think that the ATB like is there in some capacity from what it seems.
What did Crisis Core have? I didn't play it.
Crisis Core was basically you had a dedicated attack button, and then you had action materia and like spell materia and shit like that. That could like you could use jump with upgraded versions of like different spells. Like there was something called Hell Thundaga, which is basically like a thunder spell with added like status
what's the
effects.
Overall, like action oriented turn based.
It wasn't turn based. It was action oriented, but it was like you could customize your move set. To fit your style, but you could also have like action
so like
elements.
Command deck, kind of.
Pretty much. Yeah, it was. That's basically what it was. Command deck. I don't think there's a block button, but if there was, I'd find out. And they also had this weird slot roulette that like was rigged to go off every so often. With a set percentage, like depending on what limit breaks you'd happen to come across, which was really shitty because it was extremely luck based, and the good ones you would barely get. I'd love to look that up later and let you know about that, because Crisis Core is one of those like hidden gems that we won't ever experience again. I heard, and this is a rumor, that they can't do anything with that. I do know that it's not canon to 7 Remake anymore. So everything that happened in Crisis Core, throw it out the window. They may readapt it. We don't know.
Yeah. No, I remember them saying that, where it's like, hey, we're remaking this with the idea of like remaking this. What you know about the compilation? Just we'll leave that out.
No unnamed Turks that suddenly have names. None of that mobile game bullshit. None of that Genesis Loveless stuff.
Yeah. What? No gacked?
No gacked. Which I also heard a rumor that that's why they can't remake it and re-release it, because of gacked. But I'm excited for 7, obviously. I think what really has my attention is the gameplay and where they're doing the split for the game and how many games there's going to be. The general consensus is that it's going to be 2 separate releases, because if they do 3, then that's pretty stupid. But Square has been stupid in the past, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Where would you think the split would happen?
You know, this whole time I kind of just had the mindset of, oh yeah, wherever the disc stops.
No.
Yeah.
Just 3 is the final fight, and that's it.
I heard a lot of people saying Midgard.
I don't believe that, because I don't
like once it's done. You know what I'm saying?
If that is the case, then there will be 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't be happy with that. But if that would be the case, then it would end at Midgar. The second one would end at the end of Disc 1. And then the last one would be the entire, like, Disc 2, Disc 3.
Okay.
I don't want that to happen. I like the idea that it goes... I've heard theories that it ends at Junon. Or not June. Yeah, after Junon, when they get on the boat and they fight Genova for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also heard the obvious rumor that it ends at Disc 1 with the Aerith scene.
Yeah.
Spoilers, I guess. I don't know. People were getting mad about spoilers for Final Fantasy VII. And I guess if ask people if they've played it first before assuming that they have. That is the
Always
best
assume.
way that I could say to respect people's wishes. Not that they won't find it eventually, but maybe don't give away key plot points if they've never experienced it.
Always assume.
But
Do not be considerate.
make an ass of yourself.
Do things for you.
Shut up. I do think
only of yourself.
I do think that whatever they come up with, though, I think that it will be perfectly fine. I think that there's obviously going to be like people that hate on it no matter what, but that's true of like most popular games anyway. So, and I keep hearing people complain about how long like we've had to wait on news from it when Kojima basically made his entire game in like 3 or 4 years, and it's almost done. And I can't help but think about how, Nomura had multiple games that he's working with. But that's beside the point. What else do we have on the list?
Don't mind.
Baldur's Gate 3 got teased. Did y'all see that?
Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah.
I had heard. I was not looking nor aware.
It's not confirmed or anything. It was just an image. But people are freaking the fuck out. I'm freaking out a little bit because I love Baldur's Gate 2. I never beat it because it was my friends, but I loved playing it. What else do we have? We have God, what was that game's name? It was just announced too. Well, we know that Crash Team Racing is coming out soon.
Yeah, yes it is.
Is anyone excited for that?
I don't think anybody in here, although I do know people who are.
Oh yes. Pokemon Sleep. That's
wait. Is that a real fucking thing? What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
It's basically going to be like Pokemon Go, but you get experience points when you sleep, and it's going to be a sleep tracker.
Trash.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an app, not a game. So.
And they're also making a gacha based off of like famous trainers from the series, which is concerning. They'll make Misty and Cynthia the most desirable people on the planet. It's going to turn into what Fire Emblem Heroes is.
God, I hope not.
Where it's like a different swimsuit banner every other month or week, depending on. So I don't know. I'm excited for what they're trying to do. Pokemon Home. That's good. I love it.
That's the bank on steroids, right?
Yeah, that's Pokemon Bank, cloud-based over like multiple devices, including smartphones. So, what I see with that is that, first of all, they've already announced that like you'll be able to trade with people with your smartphone, with Pokemon that are stored in your stuff. So that by itself is already amazing.
Yeah.
It's quick. It's easy to access. You don't have to have your 3DS open and on. You could just fool around with it when you have time. They're working on features to trade with people en masse, like with a group of people at a time. So it feels like a wonder trade on steroids. It's like you just throw it into the pot and see what comes back. I'm excited about that. you basically what they've announced is that anything from Pokemon Bank that already exists can be deposited in there. Which, by the way, I need to get my Pokemon at Pokemon Bank eventually.
Yeah, you do.
Or into it. I'm not sure if they're in or out. Anyway, you can deposit them in there, and then you can take them from Pokemon Go and put them in there. You can take them from Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee. And then you can put it inside a Sword or Shield. And we don't know if there's a way for you to put it back into any of these places. I doubt it, since that's the way that it's worked before. Is once you put it in, once you put like your older gym Pokemon into something that's
yeah, you can't go backwards.
Yeah, you can't put it back in, even if it's Let's Go. I doubt that they'd let you put it back in for whatever reason. But I'm excited. I really like the idea of being able to trade globally with your smartphone. I think that region variants, not the shinies from Pokemon Go, like with Sandy, like all of that, like it just became so much easier to access. And I think that it'll make it more interesting and easier to complete the Pokedex.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to worry about meeting up with Shelly or someone over the internet and having to deal with all that bullshit. You could just do it from your phone.
I mean, you still have to meet up on your phone.
I mean, but you could just dump it into the cloud and it's done.
Fuck the cloud.
No. We need it. Just don't put your nudes on it.
All those Gardevoirs.
All celebrities do not listen to him.
Shut up, Shelly. Please, for the love of God. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Like I was a huge fan of that when they announced it, and we're also getting a Sword and Shield direct this week. I think before E3.
Oh God. Oh, that is the 5th. Oh yikes!
Why yikes?
Because I'm not keeping track of time. That is in fact a Wednesday. Do you have the time on that?
It's early as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like for us, at least.
Yeah.
Who is typing?
I'm still playing BlazBlue. Is it coming through like that? Like that hard?
That sounds.
Oh yeah.
It's been quick in the entire stream.
Man, y'all should have said something. I listened to an older podcast where we had Drew on, where my phone just vibrated like every 2 to 3 minutes. It was sounding off. But I think I kept that there out of spite.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. It's coming June 5th at 9 a.m. Eastern. So that means about 10 a.m. for Central.
9 Eastern. Wait, you said 9 Eastern?
Yeah, 9 Eastern time.
That's 8 Central.
8 Central, okay.
God, I go in at 8. Yikes. No live react for me.
Yeah, that's like
take off work
too. That is a Wednesday.
That is a Wednesday.
I mean, I could get there early that day and just like not do anything for 15 minutes. Be like, I gotta go back.
All right. Yeah. Pokemon sleep, home, get a job, and spend that paycheck on their gacha game.
Please give us your monies. Pikachu said so.
See. 14 expansion,
Oh God.
FF7.
Oh, okay, let me talk about that real quick because this is quickly becoming my area of expertise. Not really, not at
Sure.
all.
Well, if you want to call it that.
My area of interest then. Okay, so Shadowbringers, 2 new species, Hrothgar and Viera. How new you can call them is debatable. They're gender locked, and also you have to. I lost my train of thought on that. Anyway, uh, they
Got
have
him.
a few new jobs: Gunbreaker and Dancer. I think there's another one that I'm not remembering, but I think that that might be the only two. Gunbreaker's a tank, to add to the 3 that we already have. And Dancer is range DPS, also a buffer. I'm thinking that aside from other healing classes, and DPS classes like Bard,
Mhm.
that the Dancer's buffs are going to be more dedicated to like some good shit like haste. Um, I think they took away Protect,
I
um,
saw that.
as a role command. I think they might be giving a form of Protect to Dancer. I think they definitely are getting haste. Uh, like I have to imagine they're getting haste or some variant of. But what they made it seem is that dancers will have like a solid place, and overall team structure, and they'll have like a clear identity. But they don't want to make them so good, and such a necessity that like no team comp is complete without a dancer. But people are going to be wanting to play them. They're also taking away a lot of tank stuff. So the bullshit where you have to decide between DPS and tank stances, that's gone. And basically, they're removing enmity chains, and making it purely DPS, and increasing like enmity all around. So basically, you can play tanks more freely, like DPS, but still also tank effectively. Um, Shelly, you good, buddy?
Which one?
You okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, just let us know if you need to take a break or get off and go to sleep.
You want me getting off?
Ah, fine. um, but yeah, so they're taking away the tank bullshit, and you can basically play a tank and not have to worry about like balancing that stuff. So paladins won't be like as less desirable. They're trying to make it to where healers have less offensive options, and what they were basically referring to by that is that a scholar won't be so fucking disgustingly busted, with its DPS options as a healer. And they're trying to make all healers like more dedicated fully to healing rather than DPS. Um, they'll still have some DPS options, but that's just so you can play solo for a little bit. They're rebalancing Bard. They're heavily rebalancing Machinist. Um, so I haven't unlocked that yet, so I'll see how that goes. DPS classes are largely the same, besides Bard. Uh, and that was about it as far as that. Oh, they're taking away TP. All those actions are assumed to be free now, since they're not going to have a gauge that limits them. And MP is capped at 10,000, since all MP based skills are already essentially using a percentage of your MP. So it's basically just going to be like everything's in a lock percentage from now on. You can cap at 10,000 or whatever. And then that's just the end of it. And when I investigated, it looks like they're getting ready for bigger damage
coming this patch, so we're gonna get more disgusting shit. So we'll see what that's like.
Big damage.
But that's about the full knowledge of like the changes that I have heard. Aside from like the obvious, like there's a trust system now. I think with main scenario quests or whatever, instead of like having to find a party, you can like do it with NPCs that are like relevant to the story. I don't know how it works. I don't know the specifics. I honestly haven't investigated because I'm not caught up, obviously, with the story.
Right.
So I've just kind of let that be. If you know more about it, good on you. If not, I'd recommend just Googling the trust system and Shadowbringers, and you'll figure more about it. But yeah, as an aside, if you are wanting to hop in, now is a great time to do it. Pre-order Shadowbringers. You basically, when you pre-order or buy the newest expansion for any of them, you get the last expansions. They come with it. So you only have to buy one. And it comes out on June 28th if you pre-order it. And July 5th, I think, if you didn't. Or something like that. But
Well, all right. Way to show there, B-Right. Proud of you.
and that was all the research I did because I need to know what I need to play.
Push
Because-
that product.
Huh?
I said you push that product.
Well, I did push that product. I love it. I'm surprised how much I've enjoyed playing an MMO. I knew if I was going to play any MMO, it would be this one, so
Yeah.
it's only a matter of time. But if they release a Cage MMO that's not mobile-based, it's over for you motherfuckers. I'm out.
All right.
Oof.
Judging from the list, I think now is the point where if you are trying to avoid Avengers Endgame and or Game of Thrones spoilers, it's about that time to peace out. Love you, Ethan.
I still haven't
Good
seen it
night.
yet.
Sweet dreams, sweet prince. So I think I'll start with the elephant in the room.
I still haven't seen it yet.
After,
Wait. On God?
Yeah, I still haven't seen it.
do you know what happens?
I mean, I know that thing that you were gonna say.
No, you
Wait,
don't.
what are we even doing first?
Well, Shelly, let's go this out of the way. Do you care? Or are you going to watch this?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I just don't know when.
Well, if you want us to stop now, please say something.
He said nothing.
Nah, you guys can talk about it. I just get off the stream.
Oh, well, that's no fun. Let's just not talk.
Well, let's
Let's save it for another day when we all see it.
let's do Thrones then.
Who knows? I'm probably gonna be when the DVD comes out.
It's okay.
All right,
I do not plan on going to see it in theaters.
All right,
Not
let's
really.
We'll do
we're gonna
we'll
do
do it.
Thrones then.
Yeah, we'll do Thrones. Daenerys dies. I mean, let's just rip the Band-Aid off.
It's not a Band-Aid. But I mean, the way you threw that out was about as unceremonious as her death. So that's
Yeah,
why I found it so funny.
I'm not a Daenerys fan.
Clearly,
I wasn't a huge Dany fan either.
And, you know, I think season 2, I may have been a little bit hyped, and then it just died after season 2.
oh, that's fair.
But I've never really cared. Her story arc has been so separated from the main plot for such a long time, and that when it finally came full force, we already noticed like how rushed things were getting, and with their teleportation no jutsu, and it just I don't know, man. I just never really like got into it again. But that being said, episodes 1 through 3, a-okay, good shit, appreciated it. Not super cool that the Night King died and that the White Walkers were eliminated quickly, but I accepted it. That's how endings go. Sometimes it's just a little bit like rushed. That's fine. And then we get into the bad shit, which I think.
What was bad?
Jamie dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Get back
Yeah.
when Jamie died.
Okay. Him dying wasn't bad in and of itself, even though it hurt me greatly. It was the reason why he died, which is because his dumbass decided to go back. Like that was what got me. We have spent season after season after season building up the fact that Jamie's a really good guy deep down.
They have never done that.
He has done that over and over again. That he is
No,
at least an
no.
honorable man.
No. Okay. When he was a good guy, how was he a good guy?
Because he tried to do the right thing, and then he
For
knew
Brienne,
that he hated for doing the right thing.
Just for Brienne. Who all was he a good person towards?
Everybody, when he killed the fucking king that was trying to kill
That's
everyone.
different.
That's not different. That's what it is. He cared. He wanted people to
No,
live.
because also Cersei would have been queen when that happened.
It doesn't matter. That's not why he did it, though. And we have proof that we know that's not why he did it, because he talked about it in like season 3 or 4. I don't remember which. I think it was 3. But the point of what I'm getting at is that he was a decent man.
Nah, he wasn't even decent.
He was decent.
I think we could say decent.
He was a deeply flawed but decent man that had made a very bad string of decisions, but deep down wanted to do the right thing. And he was trying to break free of that mold and that name that he had made himself. And he wanted to be something different. Because even though he knew he did the right thing, he wasn't satisfied with like the way things had become. And we knew he wasn't satisfied when he walked away from Cersei last season and was ready to give his life for the greater good and for the greater people of the realm. And that's fine. Like, he said, fuck it, I'm leaving you behind. Like, whatever happens, it doesn't matter. But at the end of this season, we see him say, you know what? I am shitty. I don't care. I'm going back. And that's just like, maybe if they had had a little bit more time to explore the fact that he really does believe that he's beyond salvation, and if they had given a little bit more thought to it instead of him just saying it and then leaving, I would have dealt with it a lot better. A lot like how if Dany had been given an episode entirely and we get to see it intimately how much he's mentally deteriorating, I would have appreciated that a lot more. I think that this really should have been 8 to 10 episodes. That's Brian's opinion.
10 episodes, and last season should have been 10 episodes.
I don't think last season should have been 10 episodes.
Nah, last season should have been 10 episodes. The whole entire thing of last season should have been the entire White Walker War.
I don't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that they should have saved a little bit of the White Walker.
Or I heard that season 6 should have been the White Walkers. Season 7 should have been Cersei. And then season 8 should have been all of Dany.
that would have been at least decent. I think that something I would have done or would have expected was that instead of having the Night King die at Winterfell, he detached his army and flew to King's Landing. And then it became a race against the clock for everybody to get down there because they have to kill them.
There's no. There's no race after that. Once you fly where no one else can fly except one other person, then it's over.
And that's what I'm saying, though. Like,
it takes months to get from Winterfell to King's Landing. It's dead after that.
But the Night King can't go by himself.
Yes, he can.
He took that dragon.
He could, but would he do that without an army?
Why not? He just have another one.
Who gonna run up?
Who gonna stop him?
I don't know.
Who gonna run up? Who got Valyrian steel?
Maybe this motherfucker with a crossbow.
They didn't make no crossbows with Valyrian steel.
But no, I would have liked that twist. I thought that was the direction they were going to go with until he actually showed up, and then I was like, all right, well, he's dead. I was like, he's dead then, so it's cool.
I just would have liked some backstory on the Night King.
But we're getting that apparently.
But I wanted it now.
I don't care about him, honestly.
I bet.
Well, I never cared. The only thing I cared was about the.
I bet you didn't care.
I cared about the potential of him being a unifying factor and a final villain.
You wanted
an anime ending.
You wanted a Zero Requiem, is what you wanted.
Say that one more time and
A
explain.
Zero Requiem.
What is that from?
Code Geass.
No.
No. Yes. Because that is okay.
I've never seen it.
Not tick for tack, but do you care if I explain it?
Go ahead. I don't care. I probably haven't watched Code.
You're probably not gonna watch it because I was listening to podcasts from season 1 and I suggested watching Code Geass and I see you still haven't done it yet, so you're not gonna watch it.
Code Geass spoilers, everyone.
Zero Requiem, yes, spoilers, was Lelouch's plan to direct the hate of the world upon himself to cause everyone to unify. And so upon his death, the source of everyone's hatred would be like eliminated, nullified. Now, obviously, it wouldn't be that to a T because Night King don't care. Run upon whoever. It's death. It's everybody. You gonna get it. Everybody gonna get it. These hands are E for everyone. But from a writing standpoint, you wanted him to be that unifying source for everyone to be like, you know what? Yeah, let's all just come together and flex on them.
Well, this is what I wanted personally, and this is what I had hoped would happen. I wanted him to have 2 divisions, one to Winterfell, one to King's Landing. I wanted them to make it to King's Landing to fight him, and I wanted it to be a sort of chaotic 3-way between Cersei, the Night King, and the North, essentially, and Dany's armies. And I wanted them to fight. I wanted
Brian, that
Cersei
sounds like such a clusterfuck.
I know. That's why I wanted it. I wanted insanity. I wanted absolute insanity. I didn't want things that made sense.
You wanted the entire Keyblade graveyard sequence.
Jesus Christ, no.
Yeah, because remember
that
how...
made too much sense.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about now.
Yeah. No, I wanted absolute, like, just disgusting chaos, like, and I wanted it to be because if you do it like that, then you don't know what's going to happen, and you can pull out twists and turns like at the drop of a hat. Everybody's there at once, so you can have cool team ups, you can have cool fights, and you can have cool scenarios, and then you can have like a nice climactic fight. And instead of Danny going Mad King, which also made narrative sense. I will give them that made narrative sense. Instead of having her do that, you could have her become a white. You could have her die fighting somebody. You can
He
have
did die.
you can kill Drogon, and have that be the last thing, and have him eat her or some shit like that.
Why would he do that?
I don't know. Dan, I just called him Dan. Jesus Christ. I don't even. Where the fuck did that come from? Anyway, but you could have Drogon eat her because he's whited or zombified or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You could have done any number of things like to make it shocking, but also keep consistent to her character. Because I don't know, that would have been one way to do it, or they could have done it the way that they did it this time, or this time the way they actually did do it, and they could have stretched it out to 10 episodes, and they could have like made the transition and the decision making like make more sense instead of just being like, you know what, fuck it, I'm doing this now. I was talking about it tonight with my friend Ryan, and I said that, you know, maybe if Danny actually did surrender or accept the surrender, and maybe Cersei or somebody like from the Red Keep, or like a patriot, like she either shot at her with a crossbow or a scorpion, or with just a normal lance or something like that, and then she got like super pissed and then burned it to the ground, I would have accepted that because that's in character.
Nah, bro.
But
She too good.
I don't know, man.
Panna cotta fugo, my guy.
I'm not completely dissatisfied with what we got, but I am deeply dissatisfied with the Jaime content, and the Daenerys content. Everything else, you know what? Fuck it. Cool. Bran's king. It's cool. That shit was whack.
Bruh said, woo, hold on, y'all. We almost messed around and tried democracy for a second. Ooh, let's not do that.
I really wish Bronn would have killed Tyrion. I swore that he was going to. I went that entire episode waiting for Bronn to show up, and he walked in at the small council meeting scene, and I was like, it's happening. He's got the crossbow. He's gonna fucking kill him. There's no way he got Highgarden. And then they said Lord of Highgarden. I was like, fuck.
It's you know he got Highgarden.
I was like,
Tyrion ain't out here trying to die, dog.
Yeah, I was.
You know, Bran was gonna help him make it happen too.
I don't know, man.
Bran said, "Look,
why do you think I came all this way? Kept you waiting, huh?
Kept you waiting, huh?"
But yeah,
Sansa, I don't know.
Are we mad about Sophie Turner?
She got married to Nick Jonas not Nick Jonas, Joe Jonas, one of the Jonas brothers this past week. Yeah, I just might be.
Joe.
Just might be mad with Sophie Turner. We'll see when X-Men Dark Phoenix come out.
Yeah, I heard that ending had to be changed for whatever reason.
Dark Phoenix?
Yeah. They did like some reshoots.
I believe it.
For the ending.
As someone who passively caught his way up to Game of Thrones season 8 and then just kind of rode out the last of the catastrophe, I'm satisfied. It's some stuff I don't like particularly vibe with 100%, but my whole thing after King's Landing was like, well, you got one episode left.
Oh no, the last episode was great.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got one episode left to tie it all together, and they did that, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, that was fine. I really didn't have a lot of problems with the last episode, except that Tyrion as a whole, like I thought, like he was it was very convenient for him to be suddenly like smart again. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say he been getting nerfed over time. They had to let him go out on something.
Yeah.
I was actually feeling bad for old Peter
Yep.
Dinklage.
He kept taking L's.
Yeah,
L's for Lannister.
many of them. And I'm also salty that Cersei didn't burn, but I mean she's also dead, so I guess there's that.
I'm mad as fuck she died with Jamie.
Man,
I'm also mad as fuck that baby plot line didn't do shit.
what did you want it to do?
I don't know. Like, I wanted there to be some payoff and not just like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant.
Did you want her to have the baby?
No, I wanted it to become a White Walker. Or I wanted her to actually have the baby, and I wanted that to be the reason why she died.
Oh,
It's like, remember that like whole prophecy of like you'll be choked by like the one call of a long car or whatever?
yeah.
I wanted it to be like metaphorical and be like, your baby will choke the life out of you when you try to have another one.
Beautiful. I really thought he was just gonna choke her. It was like, yo, so this guy.
Catch this hand, my bitch.
So this guy I had to fight who told me he smashed. What's up with that? Like that just never came up.
No.
He was clearly.
I was amused by the fact that he said, I'm the one that killed Jaime Lannister when he was getting cucked by Jaime the entire time. It bemused me.
Yeah. There are things that confuse me, but that aside, you know.
Shelly, are you alive still?
Pictures come out all right. God, I need a better camera, but also Facebook be compressing stuff, dog.
It's alright.
Well, no, I need a better lens or something. I don't know.
So, I think we're about done. What are y'all doing this weekend?
I have a tournament to run tomorrow, and then I am attending birthday stuff that night. Sunday will be a rousing game of getting my life together while I clean my car out, finish cleaning up my room, do some laundry, that kind of thing.
That's what tomorrow's going to be for me. I'm going to clean my room, clean up and pack up some books off my bookcase, which coincidentally has all of my DVDs and my games, my PS2 games and shit. I'm trying to decide which ones I'm keeping.
Sure.
But because I'm, maybe they'll be backwards compatible.
Maybe.
I doubt it, but man can learn and live. But I think we're just in a good place now. As far as time goes, because I'll have a little bit more time leading up because I've done all the big stuff. I've bought furniture and shit like that.
Yeah.
So all I need to do is like keep applying for jobs, and start packing in earnest, which is what I'm already doing. We've already like taken out all the stuff I had from Troy before. We cleaned through that and gotten the stuff that I want to keep. I've gone through my closet and gotten rid of some clothes and shit. And now I got to go under my bed and the storage containers under there, and then I got to get my bookshelf and some more clothes in my dressers. Yeah, we lost Shelly, but he will return.
Oh yeah.
And
it's the post-credit scene at the end. It's like Shelly will return.
He's the only one on a broadcast.
Episode 58.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shouts out to the one person watching now. Maybe a random person. Maybe Molly. Not sure.
Maybe.
Ethan was on, but he had to dip out because he is not caught up on Thrones.
That's fine.
Yeah, so
I don't blame anybody for leaving because of spoilers.
Yeah.
we are getting better about announcing them though. So
yeah. I was listening to an old episode, and we kind of just opened up the cast with, "Hey, if you're worried about spoilers, don't listen to us."
that's always a great idea.
Yeah, and I think that's how we lost a bit of that traffic, but not better now.
But yeah, everybody get some sleep, drink your water, play Final Fantasy 14, play Skullgirls.
You know it.
All right. Good night, everybody.